Welcome back, everyone. My name is Steven Rodriguez. I'm your true champion, and boy oh boy do I have a super awesome Digimon video for you guys today. I'll be opening a special release version 1.0 booster box for the Digimon TCG English that was sent to me by my friends over at Pro Play Games. You might know them for all the work they do within the Yu-Gi-Oh!, Vanguard Zero, and of course Dragon Ball Super communities, and they're looking to set their sights in the Digimon TCG community and provide some really awesome resources for you guys to not only enjoy the game, but hopefully get better at it as well. Such resources include their super awesome Twitch live streams where basically they host their locals every single Thursday, which is super fun and interesting to watch. I think they recently had like a 34 plus event that went on to like 1 a.m. It was honestly super crazy to watch. Definitely check those out. As well as a really cool Patreon where some of the best competitive TCG minds are giving y'all some really good information on how to get better and improve your skills within the Digimon TCG as well. They have free and paid tiers that have tons of valuable information that not a lot of people will pick up on right away, so I highly recommend y'all check it out. All their links will be found down below in the description. Huge shout out to them once again for sending me this booster box. It actually gave me a really cool idea for what I could do in this video, which is hopefully going to be to provide some competitive insight on pretty much every single card in this set. Because unlike my, 150 plus packs live stream that I did this past weekend for this game, I wasn't really able to go in depth on every single card and how much value I thought it had. It was more about the hype of the game being out and just how beautiful these cards are. And while yes, I will be super hyped if we pull anything super cool in this box, I really want to focus on in this video talking about every card that I possibly can and what kind of competitive value it can give you as a player. Because right now in the Digimon TCG, the mentality isn't what's the best deck I can build, it's what can I build with what I have. And I think understanding the value of even some niche cards can really help you find the ways that you can fine-tune your deck and make them more playable, despite maybe not having the biggest card pool to choose from. So that's what today's video is going to be about. On top of all the super hype awesomeness that is pulling packs in any TCG ever, I'll hopefully be able to give you guys some value on how to actually build your decks moving forward during the pre-sale times of the Digimon TCG. If you guys are excited for the continuation of some awesome Digimon content here on the channel, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so you know when my videos go live for you. And if you have any lingering questions, or if you just want to talk about what your favorite deck is right now in the Digimon TCG Set 1.0 format, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. And with all that being said, I think it's time we hopped over to the tabletop setup and got this box opened. Alright guys, let's begin. Alright boys and girls, here we are at the tabletop setup. I of course have this beautiful booster box given to me by Pro Play Games. Huge shout out to them once again. Links to all the stuff that can be found down below. And of course, when you're doing a box opening video with some really high value cards at stake, you gotta have card sleeves with you in case you pull some super awesome stuff. Let's all pray to RNGesus right now that we get some really amazing pulls. I felt you guys praying for me and it means the world to me. Let's go ahead and get this box opened and start pulling some packs. Oh yeah, that feels really good. Got the trash can ready to go. We've got, boom, 24 packs. Let's see what our promo tamer is gonna be. Oh, it's hidden. Okay, well, this is gonna be a lot more dramatic than I thought it was gonna be. It's going to be a Mimi Tachikawa. This is my third copy of Promo Mimi. That makes me very, very happy. I'm gonna leave this sealed because I like them sealed, and until I need them, I'm not gonna open them up. We have, of course, the awesome box topper promo. I need more copies of the V-Tamer tie, but it wouldn't hurt, of course, to have that super awesome promo Agumon for my Gallantmon deck. So let's go ahead, start the pack opening off right by just opening this. We've got, and it's an Agumon and a Greymon, boys and girls. Yes, this is my third copy of each of these. This is going immediately into Gallantmon, no questions asked. When we got 24 packs to work with, all with 12 cards each, 2 guaranteed rares or higher in every single pack. Super, super awesome. The potential for, I think, 7 SRs and 2 alternates / 2 secrets / 1 of each would be super cool. Let's go ahead and get the party started, starting off with the left side. Let's just power through this, boys and girls. We've got that ripped open. Get rid of that card. We've got Volcanic Dramon, the go-to on-play card in red. Really powerful level 6, counters Rookie Rush really hard. We've got Blast Fire. Honestly, this card's kind of cool. If you ever have like 7 memory during your turn or a way to gain extra memory, being able to combo this with a card like Golden Ripper can clear boards of some of the most pesky, powerful cards in the game. Don't be sleeping on this card. There are some pretty fun interactions that happen with it. We've got Goemon, obviously one of the best inheritable skills in the game for blue. Being able to gain so much memory is just insane with this deck. Being able to combo this with a card like Leomon and literally get +3 on deletion is kind of busted. We've got Gardevoir, kind of my favorite blocker actually. Even in the future, once we get like cards like Crystallimon, which is a like objectively really good blocker, I think this card still holds its value because being 7,000 DP is just insane. Oblivion Bird, kind of low-key like this card. Being able to just trade 5 costs for pretty much 5 cost blockers is kind of nice. And if you don't have access to Terra Force, this is a super good replacement for that card. We've of course got Weregarurumon, a really nice kind of aggression adding card in a deck like purple. With how much value you create with that deck, losing your units kind of doesn't matter too much, and getting in for that extra attack can really make the difference when it comes to your matchups. V Nova Blast. This card might see some tech in play in future Imperial decks because it does add jamming to your dudes, which could be super cool for comboing with things like Demi-Vmon to draw cards, or of course just dealing more damage, which can be nice. Right now, jamming doesn't feel like a very viable strategy in terms of like actual card advantage and board presence, but hey, you never know. We have Kurisarimon. This is a different one of that other one I was talking about. The one I was talking about was the promo one that's actually a blocker. This one is really cool in a Diabormon style strategy for gaining memory and extending your plays. River Power is a super nice blue option card that, if needed, can respond kind of nicely to Rookie Rush style strategies. So if you're a blue Omnimon player and you're afraid really badly of like Rookie Rush just beating you, this card's a pretty nice tech to include to adjust for that matchup. We've got Gatsumon, the best level 3 in black, besides maybe Toragumon, in terms of just protecting you, and is a really good counter rush card if you need it. Our first rare is Metal Tyrannomon. Really interesting card with Rusty. I wish Rusty had access to download cards. It would actually make the deck a super viable strategy, but this is actually a really cool card moving forward if we ever get cards like Hercules Kabuterimon that can automatically rest and swing at big level 6s, so you can get that super awesome restand if need be. And our last rare is an Izzy Azumi. Guys, do not sleep on Izzy. I am telling you right now, this is the strongest tamer in green. Like, I love Mimi, she's the best, but man, Izzy is literally just a +1 every single turn with how many Digimon you actually play in that deck. All right, first pack down, next pack going in. We got a Diabormon pack here. I pulled a bunch of Diabormon during my live stream. If you guys saw it, it was honestly super crazy. Alrighty, here we go. We got the first one. It's going to be a Frigimon, nice jammer, really nice, kind of like 12th or like 13th level 4 in any blue deck. We got Flare Rizamon. I believe this guy can gain security attacks, which if you want to build like a super aggressive red Rookie Rush deck, could be viable for you. We got Vilemon, the go-to blocker, the best card to call off of Piedmon in any purple deck, really awesome. We have Dark Tyrannomon, 1-drop vanilla level 4. You guys know how powerful these cards are for memory efficiency as well as cycling through your deck. We've got Nuclear Laser, kind of a nice card. People keep asking me like how strong I think this card is. I think it's neat, but compared to other option cards like Gaia Force or even Oblivion Bird, I feel like those give you more value against your opponent versus just like more generic advantage, which I feel like while card advantage is nice, it is not needed in this game given how much cycling you naturally have thanks to Digivolving. We've got Wizardmon, super cool card, really nice splashable tech in yellow decks, as well as just a really good purple advantage-based card. I actually do really like this card, just in general with how it's designed. We've got Monzemon, Big Bear himself. This is my favorite card to play in blue, honestly. Like, I love Omnimon, I love Metal Garurumon, but man, look at this little guy's happy face. He gives you so much value and can really extend your plays. Jagamon. Oh, this is actually a super interesting card. Being able to kind of turbo level 6s in play is kind of a neat idea in green. Sadly, we don't have this card actually, Grand Kuwagamon, which would have been like the best dude to turbo in using this card, but sadly he's coming out in 1.5 and not in 1.0. Had he did come out in 1.0, that would have been a super viable strategy because Grand Kuwagamon is a super awesome aggressive card that gains power and has Pierce, and it's a super awesome just like I'm gonna drop this on the board and win kind of card. So while Jagamon may not have the best targets right now, trust me, some really good green level 6s are coming out, and this card could totally see some play. Oh, guys, if you've been watching anything I've done, you will know I love Slash Angemon. He is the best card in yellow. He straight up 1-for-1s or just straight up kills 90% of the entire game, and it's so great. If anything is rested, doesn't matter how powerful it is, this card can check it. Slash Angemon, you're a dope card. I love you. Next up we have Labramon, really awesome card. We'll get even better once we do get Shine Greymon for drawing cards to hand. The ruling with this card for when you kill multiple things in one effect is actually super cool. You actually draw multiple cards, which is really nice for filling your hand, and just like, you know, drawing cards is always the best thing in the world, right? Our first rare is Upamon, the go-to blue Digi-Egg right now. If you're playing any amount of blue level 3s, definitely throw in some Upamons. You'll get some pluses and it'll be really valuable for you. And our second rare is going to be a Zudomon. I think this is my 4th copy of Zudomon, our first SR of the stream. Really solid card. One of my go-to techs right now in blue Omnimon for adding to memory and just the overall extension of plays. Really good hard play effect of drawing 2 to your hand. In case you're dead drawing, you can hopefully draw out of those bad hands. Moving on to the next pack, we of course got Gallantmon going on right here. Get rid of that. Alrighty, first card is going to be Heart's Attack. Super interesting card. In the future, once we get more Digiburst style strategies with the new set of 4 reveals, this might be a low-key super powerful tech for just getting rid of all those annoying sources as well as just powerful effects throughout the game. So keep an eye out for what this card can do for you later on. Caesarmon, jamming level 4 for yellow. Honestly, with how like quote-unquote bad most yellow level 4s are right now, this is like a really cool shining star and a nice tech to play in yellow decks if you want to increase your overall aggression. Mushroommon, the only other vanilla we have in green right now. I wish we had Argomon so bad, but if we did, it would have made Rookie Rush really busted, so I understand why they only gave us this and didn't also give us Argomon. We've got Garurumon, kind of similar to what we had with Rare Garurumon earlier. This is a really cool card for using that massive board advantage you get to gain more extension of plays versus just gaining aggression like Rare Garurumon does. We've got Dolphon. This card's kind of a meme, I think, actually, in the Digimon TCG Discord community. I don't know why, but it's a meme, apparently. But it does gain power if you do get rid of Digimon sources, which in the future might be a really valuable strategy for blue. Oh, Boring Storm. This is a super cool card. I actually have a really cool deck list that revolves around Where Garurumon promo, the one from the box toppers, as well as a Cerberusmon that abuses these cards, as well as Mad Dog Fire to draw a bunch of cards in hand and then discard them to get multi-attacks on your level 5 turn. That's actually a really cool aggressive level 5 style blue deck, which I do like a lot. Definitely don't sleep on this. Really powerful security effect as well. We got Vegemon, the Veg herself, one of the most valuable cards in green. Being able to get just a big body on the board, extend your evolutions, draw more cards, get to those level 5 faster so you can proc your Izzies as well as your Mimis. Super nice. Looking back at good times, this card is not seeing any play right now in black decks, and I have no idea why. If you want to play a really good form of removal as an option card, this is the best bet in black. And if you're not playing Millennium on Turbo, you have the room, I think, to just throw this card in and get some really good value from it. So if you're not playing this card, definitely give it a try. I think it's really good. We have Palmon. In the future, Palmon will become a lot better once you do get access to cards like Argomon level 5s that way you can accelerate level 3s in play, but right now it's a pretty nice way for you to dig for your level 4s. So if you want to like mess around with like design space of like running less level 4s and more level 5s, this card can kind of justify that, but really just playing plenty of everything is a really nice thing to do. Darkmon, I've actually seen some like yellow purple Rookie Rush decks throwing this card in to get some free draws whenever you do play level 3s, either with Managermon's effect or just by playing level 3s from hand or using like Petermon and such. So kind of a neat card actually, not gonna lie. And our first rare is Togemon in tandem with the Palmon. This card is super nice for editing design space and just digging for certain level 5s and 6s you need in your green decks. And our second rare is Ikakumon. This is actually a really neat card. It gives you the effect that Metal Siegramon has, I believe, where it can't be blocked by things with no sources. So in the future, if you are going to be playing some like really cool Digivolution source style decks that just try and get rid of them, you can actually get some more aggression out of doing such and less control kind of, which is super cool. Moving on to our next pack, it is an Omnimon pack. Fun fact, my first Omnimon pulled was from an Omnimon pack. Let's see if we can't repeat that today. Let's go ahead and get this opened up nice. Oh, we just kind of flashed it right there. It's going to be a Digi-Egg. Oh, that painful moment of like, well, there's no SR in this pack. All right, we've got Kakuamon. Actually, not a terrible card. Personally, I tested it a long time ago and didn't quite love it for this format, but you might see different. It's a 1-cost evolution level 3, which normally would be really bad, but it's a super awesome inheritable to give +1 security to a level 6 on the board, which is super cool. I kind of like it for the ability to add extra aggression on your Titamon or even on your Hercules Kabuterimon turns, which is super sick. Great Tornado, being able just to give plus security attack very randomly could literally just win you the game sometimes. So having this as like a tech option just to kind of counter your opponent if they think like, oh, he can't kill me next turn, why play a blocker, would be a super big and 5-hit play to do. We got Immon, oh, the boy himself, Beelzemon, Lilithmon Turbo, all really love abusing this card and just stacking cards in your trash for future recursion or just the proccing of your 10+ effects. Super cool card. Tyrannomon, super cool card, really nice for that like Rust Tyrannomon strategy for digging for certain tamer cards as well as certain level 5s to evolve into. There actually is a super cool Tyrannomon rush deck that I did profile for you guys yesterday, which is actually a super cool list that could include this card if you wanted it to, but I don't think you need it right away, but definitely give it a try if you think you're not drawing your Taigas or drawing certain other tamer cards that you might need. Moving on, we of course got Armadillomon. Kind of similar to why we have this card like in green. It's just like another extra vanilla you can play in your deck if you don't have access to the Goemons from the starter decks, or just want to have plenty of powerful cards you can just hard drop to maybe counter Rookie Rush, or of course play a Rookie Rush style strategy. We've got Gabumon, aka Value the Card. Comboing this with things like Wizardmon, just to draw 3 and discard 1, is basically Graceful Charity on drugs. This card is super nice in any purple deck. It's a guaranteed 4 of, in my opinion. Heat Viper, oh boy, this is like the hottest tech to play in purple decks for other purple decks, being able just to counter their Piedmons for free basically, because they paid like what, 12 to activate that, and you just pay 5 to get rid of literally both cards they just called. Is super nice. Moving on, we got Breakermon. Piercing is actually a really cool strategy that was used a lot during set 1 format back in the Japan era for this game, which is super cool. Kiranmon, I actually showed off how powerful this card can be in a video a few days ago where I played against Megazoo, and they were using this to kind of gain memory, and then despite hard playing a big old level 6 and giving you a bunch of memory, you don't get more than 10 anyway. So I love memory borrowers and how they can let you extend your plays. And sure, you're giving your opponent a lot of memory, but you're still doing so much during your turn that unless you're playing against a deck that can just use all that memory right away, you're not really gonna get punished for all the stuff you're doing during your turn. Kyromon, this card isn't really the best. Unless you're playing like a hard super recovery strategy, you're never gonna get this card off. And most yellow decks right now aren't really focused on doing that. They're focused more on the DP reduction side of things, because having just disruption cards in your deck is super viable in this game. Our first rare is Kari Kamiya, an amazing tamer card, messes with your opponent super hard. They play mind games with you. It's really splashable in other colors. If you ever need like that extra form of memory and you want to just like have some more extension for your plays, this is a super nice tech to include in your decks. And our second rare, we already know it's not a thing, it's Yokomon. I love this card, best egg we have in red for sure. We got a Gabumon Vanilla Green, we got Toyagumon, best inheritable skill in the game, no cap. We have Digitamon, again, memory borrowers are underrated, and green can actually take advantage of this by quite a lot, because you can essentially evolve into this, swing with it, get a Mimi in play, get a free dude in play, call another one. Like, you can do some pretty amazing things with this card in green. Low-key pretty strong. We have Monodramon, super cool. Blade of the Truth. People love playing this card in yellow. I don't really know why. It's a nice little draw card, but really drawing cards in the early game isn't really needed unless you're like digging for a specific strategy, which most decks really aren't doing right now. In the future though, if you've ever seen like any big yellow combo decks, this could be a really nice card to include. Chumon, very interesting card they included in black. Really nice counter to blue decks on those Hammer Spark turns, or really just any deck trying to gain memory, like Lilithmon or other niche things throughout the game. Pretty cool card for Rookie Rush, I think, tech in. Agumon, best level 3 probably in green right now. Just that free generic plus 1000 DP is always great. Kuagumon, on play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Actually a pretty neat card. If your opponent just like gives you a bunch of memory during your turn, playing this and then playing a Puppetmon can really shut down whatever it was they were doing during their turn. In the future, if we ever get like a really just like big drop kind of meta within the Digimon TCG, this card could see play in green decks. Wouldn't be surprised. Leomon, the man that died for our sins. This card literally is only designed to die. You get 2 memory when he's deleted. Comboing this with cards like Goemon, like I said, are super busted for extending your plays and just giving you a bunch of memory. Yellow blue decks love playing this card because they play a lot of hard drops in their deck, and it can really justify what it is you're doing throughout each game. We have Lord Liomon, the 10k vanilla level 5. I love Male Tyrannomon, therefore I also really love this card. If you're ever wondering like what's the best like level 5 to round off your blue Omnimon decks, or just round off any blue deck, you can't go wrong with a super awesome buff level 5 vanilla like this. Our first rare is Flower Cannon, one of the best security cards in the game. Checking this literally saves you so many games, and being able to control really pesky things during your turn / going for game against blockers is super nice. And our second rare is Diaboromon, baby. I think this is my 3rd or 4th copy of just the regular Diaboromon. I don't know why this card loves me so much. I do love the idea of having a token rush style deck with this card. If only Omnimon didn't exist, maybe it could have actually been one of the best decks in the game. One of these days, these will be easier to open for me. One of these days. All right, we have Spiral Sword. Pretty cool generic way to kind of unsuspend your blockers on security check. These like cool 1-drop gain 2000 DP cards are kind of underrated in my opinion. We have Greymon. Oh, really nice. Getting this plus Toyagumon plus Metal Greymon is the best stack in the world. We have Gravity Crush, kind of a neat tech in I think red Omnimon decks, because the idea of like being able to kind of surprise your opponent with a Ho-Omon into an Omnimon if they only give you 1 memory is actually pretty sick. You don't really care if you give them 2 memory because their board's wiped, right? We have Ogremon, the green jammer. Like I said, green can have a lot of really interesting sort of rush tactics with cards like Digitamamon or Mimi, and of course this card, so that's pretty cool. We have Gorillamon. Like I said, 1-drop vanilla level 4s are always really great. We have Gyumon. If you guys don't have access to cards like the starter deck Agumon or just, you know, more power gainers in your red decks, is always nice to make your dudes bigger / survive once they do go in for those big security checks. Pumpkinmon, I wish this card was better, but cards like Myotismon and Chimeramon are just strictly better, so getting access to those is really nice. However, if you don't have them, this is a super nice card for you to dig through your deck and of course build up your trash pile. Back for Revenge. This is a super hot tech card for any Lilithmon strategy or really any purple deck that has a lot of retaliation cards, which a lot of them do. Really nice for just getting some pretty funny plays against your opponent like out of nowhere, really. Digimon. In the future, once we get like a more kind of turbo style purple deck, this might be seeing more play, but for now, the gain 1 memory is kind of negligible. You have other effects that you just care about more, like drawing cards or of course filling up your trash pile. Megadramon. I'm actually kind of a big fan of these 6-drop 9000 DP cards like this, and Pixiemon are really nice vanilla. It's just a hard play and then go into a big level 6 next turn or just stay big bodies on board. I kind of like this for those decks. And another Flower Cannon, nice little repeat right there. We already know this card's really good. And our second rare is Taiga. Oh, well, you guys know I profiled my super awesome red Tyrannomon Rush deck yesterday. This card is really nice for splashing into some decks, adding that aggression. It doesn't really combo too well with West Tyrannomon, sadly, but it's a super cool card nonetheless. Up first, we have the God Numamon. I wish it was 6000 DP, but being up the hard plays for 3 is not bad either. Hornbuster, low-key a really strong card. Like if you don't have 4 copies of Flower Cannon, rounding off with this, it's actually a super hot option card to throw in. Gain 3000 DP and it has a really awesome suspend effect on security check. Super cool. And you can suspend anything, including blockers, by the way. Tsukaimon, yellow vanilla, we know these are good. Pagumon, best egg right now for purple. Gotta fill that trash pile, gotta fill it. Muchamon, kind of a super like low-key good tech for rookie rush decks because it is 5000 DP, so you can play around Volcanic Dramon. Top tip for you guys out there wanting to build budget decks. Atomic Ray, kind of the main finisher card in that, like, you know, big blocker black deck right now. You restand your War Greymons that have plus security attack as your Metal Greymon, and you go in for big damage. Super cool. Kakatorimon, it's kind of similar to why you would play Repamon. You just want to like, turbo into level 5s if your opponent gives you like 6 memory, which is super cool. We have Tentomon, probably the second best inheritable skill in green right now. Being able to rest your opponent's little dudes if they're going in for damage in the late game, or of course in the early game, so that we can swing at them and control their board is super nice. Wanyamon, my favorite egg to sort of round off any like 5 Digi egg deck in blue right now. It can just gain 2000 power out of nowhere, which can be really nice for most blue decks, as they kind of are on the weaker end on most DP values. Mega Kabuterimon, I don't think this card is nearly as good as Akumon, which is also a common card, but it's also pretty neat for just gaining memory during your turn, which is always nice in any kind of deck that wants to extend their plays. And our first rare is Infirmon. If only we had the promo Diaboromon, this card would be absolutely insane. Or of course, Turbo Millenniumon strategies, but in the future, if we ever get more powerful Diaboromons, this card will always be really valuable. And our second rare is Puppetmon, the king of text himself. If you ever are wondering, hey, what's my 50th card? Hey, what's my like 49th card or whatever? Just throw in a Puppetmon. I promise you, it'll give you some value. It literally saves games and of course can put yourself into a really good checkmate scenario against your opponent. We've got an Ogremon Jammer, talked about him already. We have Tsukaimon, kind of similar to what I have to say about Digimon. While that 1 memory is nice, it's not really needed for most purple strategies right now. We've got Blade of the True, again, talked about that already. We got Frigimon, we got Gabumon, we got Elecmon, Blue Vanilla level 3, we've got Nuclear Laser, we've got Saber Leomon. Again, in the future, guys, I'm telling you, Digivolution Source style strategies for blue will be super top tier because of Digiburst, so definitely keep an eye on these cards. We've got Tinkermon, needed for the Petermon combo for getting aggressive advantage in yellow. Radiation Blade, again, being able to just add security attack out of nowhere, can literally swing games against your opponent. Do not undervalue these cards. They could be just some really cool big brain techs. Our first rare is Metal Tyrannomon, and our second rare is Hercules Kabuterimon. It's a green party right now, boys and girls. Have all my rares been like green at some level? Jeez. Right now, I'm a big fan of throwing this card in green decks for 1.0. I think it's the best way for you to add aggression / sort of gain tempo against your opponent with how many tamer cards you kind of have to play. So being able to kind of swing, restand, swing if you're playing Mimi is actually really nice at just killing your opponent. This card is super cool. Alrighty, we go ahead and have a Garurumon, we go ahead and have Dolphmon, we got Heart's Attack, we have Metal Greymon, the other piece of the puzzle of broken black inheritable skills. We've got Akuamon, I think the better memory gainer for most green strategies, because when you want to attack your opponent's dudes, you want to attack them, kill them, and of course gain memory. Super awesome swing for you, really cool. We have Liamon, Dimension Scissor, super cool way to clear boards if you have like a Lilymon or of course like some kind of Rosemon style strategy in purple. Super neat. Right now I'm teching in at a 1 in my green deck. Definitely give it a try if you haven't already. Devimon, Vanilla Purple level 3. We've got Devimon, oh, the best level 4 in purple in my opinion. Being able to not only clear anything that's rested, but also be like a massive threat on board if it is rested is super cool. We've got Metal Greymon. You guys know I love playing this card in Red Gallantmon. Extension of plays, countering what your opponent is doing, and just doing a whole bunch during your turn is always super nice. Our first rare is Karikamiya, really nice tech, and our second rare is, hey, our first secret rare, boys and girls, is of course Digimon. I think this is my 3rd copy of Digimon right now, including my alternate art. Super cool card. Being able to restand if you have tamers, and of course gain DP for your blue Digimon is super cool. A really nice deck that this card could be a part of is of course a Leopardmon deck, because it is a level 4, therefore you can restand with jamming, which is super nice. We've got Gyumon, Monodramon, Hagurumon, Kabuterimon, really good power gainer for green. We have Night Ray, the go-to advantage and pressure gainer option card in purple. Lyolmon, we've got Kuamon, we've got Woodmon blocker for green. We've got Garurumon, really nice combo card for Metal Garurumon decks to add aggression on your level 6 turns. We've got Darkness Claw, one of the hottest techs to play right now in Lilithmon purple, and of course just purple in general. Being able to gain 2 memory on security is very undervalued and can literally swing games for you if your opponent is not playing around it. We have Skull Greymon, really awesome just card to drop on the board and kill your opponent's blockers, slash just go into level 6 play later on. And our last one is Joe Keto. Again, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Do not sleep on Digivolution Source style cards like Joe here. In the future, once Digiverse becomes an actual mainline strategy, this might be a really good answer to those kind of decks. So keep an eye out, boys and girls, keep an eye out. We've got Spiral Sword, Digitamon, Andromon, best blocker I think in black right now, super big DP value. If you have a card like Taikamiya in play, really nice to just linger on the board. Tyrannomon, Oblivion Bird, Agumon Expert. If you're playing a bunch of Agumons in your deck and you're kind of focused on doing like a red Rookie Rush style strategy, this card could be nice for recurring cards from your trash pile. We have Vilemon, we got High Andromon, again, Millie Turbo Rip. I wish you were here, but you're not, but this card's really good for that deck. We have Weregurumon, the memory borrower for blue. Again, another card I see people teching in blue Rookie Rush style decks just to gain a bunch of memory during your turn. Kind of cool. We have Petermon, again, aggression in yellow, really nice. We have Skull Greymon, and our second rare is Metal Garurumon. This is honestly a super nice tech, or even 2 of in most value purple decks, because being able just to recur and gain extra advantage on your board is really nice, but also being able to then turn those level 3s into really powerful level 4s like Devimon or Vilemon can be really controlly for you. You can actually get some good advantage against your opponent when they least expect it. Super nice. We have a Goemon, a Piximon, a Greymon, a Flarizamon, a Repamon. I love this card in yellow. This is my go-to level 4 in yellow. In the future, once we get Shine Greymon, this is the best response card to an Omnimon because you can go this into level 5 and then of course back into Shine Greymon. Really nice. The Nova Blast, Weregurumon, Tapermon, the go-to suicide boy in purple just to draw cards and gain pressure against your opponents. Biyumon, kind of neat in the future once blocking becomes like a really standard thing that a lot of decks are doing to kind of halt damage. Could see some value. We've got Baby Domon, really nice for that Tyrannomon Rush deck I showed you guys yesterday. And Mimi Tachikawa is our first rare. Again, probably the second best tamer right now for green. Just gaining board advantage and gaining memory is really solid. And our second rare is Infinity Cannon. This is the main option card I see people teching in black decks right now to kind of counter Omnimon, which is really cool. But again, another card that I think is also really good is, of course, Looking Back at Good Times. Give it a shot, guys, if you haven't already. These were our first 5 SRs and secret rares. We are looking for 3 more of these and 1 more of these at the very least in this box. Let's hope for some good pulls. Give me some blesses at home, and let's get going. All right, we've got Kokuamon, Spiral Sword, Toy Agumon, Akuamon, Dimension Scissor, Agumon, Vilemon, Kuagamon, Wanyamon, Myotismon. If you're ever playing a deck that wants to get to a level 6 like Metal Garurumon or Lilithmon in purple, this is your go-to guy. Our first rare is Yammon, the the 5th Digitama for purple right now. Being able to gain power is nice considering how weak our dudes are sometimes. And our second rare is Agumon. If you have a deck that relies on getting tamer cards, digging for those tamers is important. We have got a Goblimon, a Kapurimon, a Pumpkinmon, a Piximon, an Oblivion Bird, a Gabumon, a Heat Viper, a Petermon, a Labramon, a Darkmon, a Yokomon as our first rare, and our second rare is it's alternate art secret rare Beelzemon, baby. Oh my gosh, this is probably the hottest secret rare to pull right now, boys and girls. I can't believe I pulled this in this box. Oh my gosh, I finally have one copy, one more, and I can build that purple deck that I've been dying to build, which is Value Purple. So that will go right there. He is absolutely gorgeous, super huge pull. Thank you guys so much for all the blessings at home. I know you guys were praying for something like this to happen. Next pack going in. Ooh, how do you follow freaking, Beelzemon, man? What is the next card gonna be? We got Haguramon, Impmon, Ogremon, Nuclear Laser, Digitamon, Monodramon, Wizardmon, Spider Shooter. Again, another nice little tech option to kind of remove / get rid of threats in black decks. We have Growlmon, a neat way to, when you attack, to kind of clear out most like low power things. It's only really good though against like yellow decks, because those are the only decks I really see that have 2000 DP or less little dudes, but in the future could be better once we get more weaker things that have maybe powerful inheritable skills. Tynamon, the main man of any green tempo deck. Sure, Hercules is really cool. Sure, Rosemon's really good, but this is the bread and butter. This is the deck. This is the card you build around right here. Our first rare is Cerberusmon again. Cerberusmon Rush level 5 with the awesome Weregarurumon promo is really solid. And our second rare is Kamiya, the best tamer in black. Also, I think the only tamer in black right now, but really good in the future. Once we get cards like Joketo or other black tamers, it could be reserved. But for now, it's really nice. Counters yellow super hard. We got Blade of the True, Garurumon, Night Raid, Lylemon, Agumon Expert, Boring Storm, Lylemon, Saber Leomon. We have Devimon, Kyromon. Our first rare is, of course, Raremon. I see a lot of people kind of teching this into Value Purple to dig for your Trump Swords and dig for your Night Raids, or just dig for your one of Heat Viper / Darkness Claw. Kind of nice. The 5 drop cost kind of like hurts me a little bit inside to play this in my deck, but at the end of the day, though, you are purple, so you don't really care too much about giving your opponent memory. It really isn't that important to you. And Shield of the Just, super cool removal card for red. I kind of dig it a lot. If you don't have Gaia Force, this is the next best thing. All right, we got Repamon, Monzemon, Elecmon, Gravity Crush, Kakatorymon, Caesarmon, Vegemon, Managermon. Awesome tech card in most decks. Being able just to get that longevity of +2 recovery is really nice. Also, if you ever are playing like a yellow Rookie Rush deck, really nice for just getting level 3s in play. In the future, once we get haste, could be busted. We have Tinkermon, Devimon, our Demi-Devimon, and our first rare is a Kakumon, and our second rare is War Greymon Black. Really cool card. I think this is my 4th copy of this. Kind of the best boss unit right now for black in terms of getting in damage / potentially going into a Millenniumon throughout black decks. Really solid card. All right, we got Gorillamon, Great Tornado, Volcanodramon, Tsukaimon, Weregarurumon, Golden Ripper. Beautiful, beautiful card. Gets rid of pesky boards. Really nice countering Rookie Rush, and is a really nice inclusion to kind of round off a yellow deck. Andromon, Groundramon, Back for Revenge, Greymon. A generically just power plus 2000 card is kind of neat, actually, but with how much power gain red already has, it's kind of not needed. But if you're lacking some, throw it in there. It's pretty good. Suyamon is our first rare. It's gonna be the main card you play in a Diabormon deck, make your Diabormons even stronger. And the second one is Trump Sword, the go-to removal card in purple. Super busted in the future. Might get replaced by Hell's Gate, but you never know. Up next, we got Heart's Attack, Kabuterimon, Tyrannomon, Flare-Rizomon, Mushroommon, V-Nova Blast, Chewmon, Baby Domon, Boltmon. Super nice for any purple melee turbo decks we see out there. We have Titamon. Our first rare is Izzyazumi, and our second rare is, it's a SR Metal Garurumon, the go-to card in blue Turbo Omnimon to get into. It can finish a game by himself with how much cool cards you can call out from his stack, and it's just a generically really powerful card for gaining board advantage and, of course, pressuring your opponent in blue. Super nice. We have the little puppy boys right here in purple and blue Metal Garurumon. Kind of sick. We've got Greymon, Godnumamon, Hornbuster, Tsukaimon, Pagumon, Muchomon, Atomic Ray, Metal Edamon. There is a black deck called Metal Monkeys that plays 4 of these boys because he can't be blocked, and he's a 12k base during your opponent's turn. And if you combo him with cards like Metal Greymon, or of course Toyagumon, as well as Greymon for jamming plus security attacks, you can really get in there for some really powerful damage. Not a terrible strategy. Managermon, Spider Shooter. Our first rare is the Promo Sora. Interesting card in the future once we have like Shine Greymon red from set 4 that actually requires you to rest red tamers. This could be a valuable card for you to play. Who knows? And Gabumon, the on-play draw card. Really nice way to sort of round off your turn, give your opponent like 1 or 2 memory, and of course +1 to your hand. It's always super nice. Agumon Expert, Lyamon, Kakatorymon, Dimension Scissor, Metal Greymon, Night Raid, Lylemon, Groundramon, Monmon, Growlmon, TK Takaishi, oh my boy himself, the go-to tamer to play in yellow right now. There is no like tamer-based strategy just yet until we get Shine Greymon, but in the future though, this card will be super valuable for you. Seeing this card off of a security is literally just a +1 to hand, which is super cool. And we have Patamon. Hey, look at that, the two boys right here. If you ever want to play a tamer style strategy in the future like Shine Greymon, having this card in your deck to dig for those tamers is super cool. We got Kabuterimon, Kapurimon, Elecmon, Okuamon, Haguramon, Andromon, Golden Ripper, Greymon, Sirenmon, Freemon, my go-to like last egg in green, getting plus 2000 DP out of nowhere, can literally let you swing on an Omnimon sometimes, which is super nice for green decks. We have Chimeramon, oh, the best level 5 in purple, literally 1-for-1s and puts a gigantic bind on the board that could later become a Metal Garurumon or even a Lilithmon, super cool card. And Upamon is our last rare. All right, guys, last pack. This should have an SR in it, if I'm not mistaken, if my math is correct. Let's see what it's going to be. It is an Omnimon pack. These always have the hottest things. All right, boys and girls, we're going to be super dramatic with this one. Metal Tyrannon, my favorite level 5 to play in red right now. We have Kudamon, really good card to sort of round off Rookie Rush strategies for more draw cards in hand, or even a yellow Rookie Rush deck too. Smash Potatoes, Repamon, Forbidden Temptation. In the future, this card gets a really cool retrained version called Positron Laser, which is essentially 2 times this, but this can halt aggression / counter your opponent if they least expect it. Piximon, Tsukaimon, Myotismon, Birdramon, really cool card to give a security attack on play and build your board. Our Cherrymon, really cool blocker actually. I kind of like this as like a rounding off level 5 for green, just adding more defense to your deck can never be a bad thing. Our first rare is Infamon, and our last rare for the video is Magna Angemon, boys and girls, a go-to card for most yellow strategies. If you're ever playing like a yellow-blue style deck, this is a super awesome hard play effect for just recovery +1 hard. Actually gets a really cool inheritable skill to actually increase your DP, which yellow decks desperately need. And there you guys go. That does it for the box opening of the super awesome 1.0 Digimon TCG box sent to me by Pro Play Games. The highlight of today's video is, of course, this beautiful alt art Beelzemon. Is just a gorgeous card and much needed for any value purple style strategy. And hopefully all the things I had to say about the kind of the nicher cards within this set hopefully resonated with you and gave you some good ideas on how you can improve whatever decks you're planning on building during these pre-sale times, or of course looking to build more decks in the future. If you guys did enjoy this box opening / all the things I had to say about every single card within the set, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so you know when my videos go live for you. And if you have any lingering questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I do go live every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I spend a lot of time in just chatting, and I love talking with you guys about this game, so come stop by, ask some questions, and hopefully get some answers from me. Links to my Twitch down below, as always. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your true champion, Steven. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well. And I will see you all next time. Peace.